Alright guys, welcome aboard. Got somewhat of a little bit different flight for today. First of all, hope everybody's having a good Friday. It's Friday afternoon here in Southern California, and as you can see, we are sitting in Southern California at Marine Corps Air Station Miramar, former home of Top Gun. And we've got the FlyJSim, well, it's 737-200. But we got it painted out in the Air Force T-43A livery here, so I thought we'd do a SAM flight here. And the SAM flight, if you don't know, is a special air mission, military flights, like basically not a fighter plane, not a transport, just a special air mission. So you might be taking some dignitaries or something like that. Anyway, let's jump into plane. I thought we'd take off and go from Miramar over to Bicycle Lake in Fort Irwin, California. It should be a quick hop. We're only going to be going up to about, I think, 15,000 feet here. So let's get fired up, get ready to go. Let's get our GPU on. And let me make sure everything else is set up for the stream. It looks good so far. Alright, we got our ground power on here, so let's get batteries on, exit lighting on. Go over to ground power here. And let's go to ground power on our AC there. And let's take a quick look at our fuel. Plenty of fuel here. This flight literally is going to be like 35 minutes or so, so we're just going to get everything fired up here. We'll get our lights on, get our beacon on. Let's go ahead and fire up the APU. Alright, there we go. APU's coming up here. Let's go down the panel here. Get the yaw dampener on. Fuel's already on. We'll get the galley on. And turn up my little lights here, because that's what I like to do. We'll get the seatbelt sign on. So go ahead and get our window heat on. We'll get our electrical hydraulics on. Come on. There we go. Get the Gasper air on. Let's go ahead and turn on one pack and APU bleed, so that comes online as soon as it's available. And like I said, the short flight, we're not going to be going up too high. We're actually only going to go up to 15,000 feet. And let me actually show you where we're going while we're waiting for the APU to fire up here. So bring up my other screen. There we go. And here's where we're going. So down here in San Diego, basically just going to head north, right up just past Palm Springs, and we're going to Bicycle Lake, which is a dirt airstrip at the Fort Irwin Army installation here. And it should be an interesting arrival here. Like I said, this is a dirt strip, and it's there's not much there. There is at Fort Irwin right here, which you'll see when we fly by. But Bicycle Lake is basically two dirt strips. So it'll be an interesting dirt strip landing with the old T-43A. I just want to take a look at my field elevation here. Looks like 2350. So I'm going to set that right here, 2350. There we go. Perfect. Alright, ground power yet. We already got that. APU power is available, so let's switch over to APU power right here. Get this cart off, get that out of the way, and let me get rid of the chart here. There we go. Come back over here so I can see if anybody's in chat. Alright, and I think we're ready to get fired up. So lighting is on. We're going to go over, since we're not on battery power, we'll get the position lights over to the normal on position. Get the packs off. Let's get fired up on number 2 here. And as usual, I will adjust the sound once we get fired up here, so it might be a little loud. Waiting for the N2 right here to come up to 20. Right, introducing fuel. And while that's firing up here, let's see, we're going to change this to 0, 3, 7, 6. Just pick that out of thin air. No reason whatsoever. Alright, we get the transponder on TARA. Let's go ahead and throw number 1 over to ground. And again, waiting for N2 to spool up here. And then we'll turn the sound down and take a quick look at the actual livery here. Alright, there we go. Number 2's firing up. Let's go outside and have a look at this nice plane. Yeah, not sure who made it, but it's available. The livery is in the X-Plane forums. Pretty nice paint. Like I said, I was looking to do some military flight, and as usual I like to find a military livery for any of the planes that I do have, because everybody's always flying from civilian airports and whatnot, and I like to do something a little bit different here. You can see the scenery I have for Miramar. This is a freeware scenery that you can also download. You can see we've got a static airplane popped in here. Latam, I don't even know who the heck that is. Alright, let's pop back inside, get the volume turned back up. Alright, 1 and 2 are started up. Let's go ahead and get our pitot heat on. We'll get our packs on. Switch over to engine power. We'll go over to Gen 2 today. APU bleed off. And I think we're ready to roll here. Get the APU off. And let's take a look at our departure. We're going to do 5-flap departure today, and landing will be a 40-flap arrival into Bicycle Lake. Get rid of that. Now, altimeter setting wise, let's see what we got. I'm going to go take a quick look at my weather injector here, and it says altimeter is 3006, so let's go ahead and set that. 006 once. Come on, twice. And 3 times. There we go. We'll go ahead and set our trim tab here while we're at it. Alright, let's taxi out of here, and actually wind-wise, yeah, I was thinking there's a lot of trees here at Miramar. I don't think those are supposed to be there, but hey. At least they're not in the center of the runways, that I can tell. Anyway, I know we're going to be taking off, heading to the west here, so parking brakes off. Bring the engines up. It's kind of funny how there are all these trees. There's actually quite a bit of bushes and stuff like that, because I do live in Southern California, so I do drive by Miramar every now and then. We'll take a little scenic tour, drive down to the end of the runway here. Get our taxi light on. Take a look at some of the fighters parked over here. Make sure everybody's got their window shades up. Check the other side. Yep, there we go. Looking good. old school F4 sitting over here with the F-18s. That guy's a little close, isn't he? I think we're gonna clip him. Oh, just missed him. Nice. Looks like we've got a couple planes out on the taxiway here, so we're gonna move over to the right here really quick. This scenery isn't perfect, but it's better than nothing. Come over here to the outer taxiway. Bit of flickering there. I think that's because we're actually in a cloud shadow area right here. Alright, let's get our flaps down for takeoff. So 1, 2, 3. Looks like we do have some, we've got a little bit of scenery mishmash here, but luckily I don't think it's going to affect us. And we'll stop over here at the end of the runway and have a quick look at our setup and get our altitude set and our bugs and all that set. Park it right there. So heading wise, right about 358 is going to be our heading. We're going to do the same for the course. Go ahead and get our strobes on, get our landing lights on, go over to a low ignition, left and right. Double check the panel here, make sure everything looks good. No orange lights. Get our auto braking to max and our pressurization. We're just going to double check that, 15,000 feet. Let's go ahead and set that down here. Okay, good, we've already got that. We'll do one more adjustment on the trim. So lights, camera, action, yep, everything is good. I think we're ready to go. Find the bushes growing out of the taxiway here, you know, government shutdown.
Right.
The crews have not been out here to trim the shrubbery. Okay, looks like we're getting out of the shadow of the cloud up above. Alright, so departing out of here, we're going to make a right turn and head for 358 on the heading. Alright, let's power up, bring it up about halfway, let the engines spool up and stabilize. And bring it up the rest of the way. Airspeed's alive.
80 knots. E1, rotate.
Okay, positive rate, gear up. Take a look back at Miramar there. Trim here a little bit. Let's go over here, flaps up 1. Okay, we'll turn that sound down a little bit. It's kind of loud. I always like to have my sound up for the departure and arrival. You see San Diego there in the distance, Coronado Bay Bridge right there. Let's get back in the cockpit here. Flaps up 1 more. We're just going to be going off the coastline here. And there's 220, 235, or correction, 225. Flaps all the way up. Let's go ahead and engage the autopilot. At least on the elevator there. And we're going to go over to indicated airspeed hold. We've got that pegged for 250 here. I'm going to bring my heading bug around. Right here. We'll start making our turn northward. So let's put that on. Go to heading hold. We can bring our gear to the off position. Starters can go to off. Get our outboard landing lights off and our taxi light off. Keep that turn in a little bit. Take a look out there. Looking down at Torrey Pines. This is La Jolla. That's La Jolla Shores right there. Turn that down a little bit more. La Jolla Shores Beach here. If you're ever in San Diego, come down here. Real nice, nice sandy beach. Good beach break. You can go kayaking and surfing out here. And if you go past the pier here, which is the Scripps Oceanographic Institute, the beach over here, Black's Beach, I think. I don't know if it's like right here or farther down. I think it's over here. Is Black's Beach is a clothing optional beach. So I think the only way to get there is either walk all the way over here, or there's a little airstrip right here. There's a little glider port right over here at Torrey Pines. And I think they have a walkway that goes down from there. And I'm swinging around my my heading bug as we're going along there, sightseeing in San Diego. It's La Jolla Cove right there. See that shadow effect from Ultra Weather XP. Alright, let's get over here and get ready to level off at our cruise altitude. Not going to use the flight director today. It's a pretty straight forward shot here. Alright, we'll get the rest of our landing lights off, and everything else looks good. Altitude alert there. We're going to go ahead and power back. To about 150 on the EPR here, I guess. We'll keep an eye on our airspeed here. Make sure we don't overspeed. Look down here. The Southern California coastline. Fly right up along the coast here until we get just up to Oceanside, and we'll cut across the top of Camp Pendleton. And then make our final turn out to Bicycle Lake. Go ahead and get some music going here for us. I'm going to go ahead and adjust our volume here a little bit first. Let's get this turned down here. Now that we're en route. Alright, just coming up to Oceanside Harbor right here. Camp Pendleton is basically everything all the way out to about there. So let's make our turn to a heading of 358. And I have a key mapping on my joystick here. That's how I'm changing that. That's our weather updates. And since we're only down at 15,000, I'm going to go ahead and leave the strobes on. Not sure what the cloud layers are here, but we're definitely below it. A hazy day in Southern California. We'll probably see this clear up as we get a little bit closer here. So let me go ahead and bring up a chart. Bring up AviTab. We'll go over to Maps. And let me bring up my LA sectional. I'll let that load in. I'm going to bring the power back a little bit more here. We're getting pretty close to overspeeding here. Let's go back to about 130. Let that speed bleed off a little bit. Alright, so there we are on AviTab. Here's Camp Pendleton, the airfield right there. And we are heading for Bicycle Lake, right there, right in the center of the screen. We can tune a couple of the VORs here. Let's go ahead and tune in Daggett, which is 113.2. I might already have that on here. 113.2, yep. We'll pick that up in a minute. Wow, it got really hazy out here all of a sudden. Should clear up as soon as we get past the LA basin here. I can barely see the ground. Let's see if we can adjust that a little bit here. Cleared it up a little bit, but not by much. I'm going to go ahead and bring up my on my other screen. Here, I'll show you what I'm looking at. Take a look at some of the observations along the route. Bring up Sky Vector here. Let's see. Scroll all the way back down to here. So we're over Camp Pendleton right here, and they're showing 7 miles. That's where that haze is coming from. Let's see what French Valley has. They're 10 miles. We should see that clearing up then as we get a little bit closer here. Let's see what March has. March's got 10 miles. And the Big Bear, 10 miles. Alright, so we'll see the visibility here clear up a little bit. Get that off the screen. There we go. Went through some clouds. There's all that haze back behind us. Yeah, see, told you it was going to clear up. Just coming over the top of Lake Elsinore here. Orange County, back in the distance here. Let's see if we can see John Wayne. There it is. Right there. Way off in the distance. How's our airspeed looking? Yeah, pretty good here. I'm going to bump it up a little bit. Bump up our power. Coming across the Temecula Valley here. Okay, I'm going to take a swig of my coffee here. So I will mute my mic so you don't hear me slurping it. Hello from Newcastle, England. Jet 2 Aviator. Hi, Jet 2, how you doing? Newcastle, England. What time is it over there? It must be getting a little late for you. It is on Pacific time. And let me guess, so we got 3 hours to East Coast time, then I think another 6 hours, right? Over to your time. So about 9 hours off. You're 9 hours ahead of me. Alright, so 15,000 feet will help us clear some of the hills right here. Let me go ahead and zoom out a bit. So there we are, coming up to March Air Reserve Base, and you can see the minimum safe altitude right here is 11,800. And then we'll start our descent into Bicycle Lake and the Barstow area. Nice view of the LA basin there. Look around a little bit. There's Corona and Orange County tail end just over there. Disneyland someplace right there. LA off in the haze. I think we're just going by March, so let's take a look over here. There it is. March Air Reserve Base here. Well, maybe we'll do a flight into here next as we head back this way. Or at least we'll make sure we pop in here, at least at some point on my little SAM flights here. Looks like LA is getting a little bit of marine layer clouds coming in. Take a look back here through the Banning Pass, Palm Springs, just around the corner here to the right. This is Mount San Jacinto. So on the other side here is Palm Springs, and you can take that gondola ride up to the top here. And actually, it's got snow on it, which actually I can see this from the back of my house, and it does have snow on it for real now, since it's January. Although it's a toasty 88 everywhere else. Or not 88, sorry, 80. If it was 88, I'd have the AC on. But yeah, it's a nice winter day here in Southern California, just touching on 80 degrees in the valleys here, in the 70s along the coastline. Alright, looks like our airspeed's holding good. At this power setting. Way down here. Let's double check our VOR here. Okay, so we're 60 miles out of Daggett. Let's go ahead and let's go direct Daggett, or get close to it. So 013, and so what we'll do is we will turn right towards Daggett. I'm gonna use my keyboard here. 013. Let's watch these clouds go by here out the side window. Coming over the San Bernardino Mountains here. into the high desert. I guess that's the best view we're going to get right there. Palm Springs back there. And high desert ahead of us. Okay, it's a pretty clear day in the desert here. Just a few scattered clouds elsewhere. Getting a little bit of that particle effect here. I'm going to go ahead and turn down the sound and we'll jump outside really quick, do a flyby. There you can see the new 11.3 X-plane particle effects. And you can see we're getting a little bit of condensation off of the wing right here even. Yeah, we actually didn't even look at the plane in flight yet. Let's take a closer look here. Nice livery. And by the way, if you do have the FlyJSim 737-200 here, they just put out, like 2-3 days ago, they put out an update for it. So don't forget to. It's kind of cool right there. Don't forget to run your skunkworks and get the latest update here specific for 11.3. I think it incorporates some of that particle effect on the wing and a couple other minor fixes. Bring that volume up a little bit again. Alright, so we're 38 miles out of Daggett, which means we gotta start our descent here. So I'm gonna go ahead and go off of altitude. We're actually gonna change our altitude down, and we're gonna go. What was our field elevation at Bicycle Lake? 2,300 feet at 1,030, 34 something for a good approach. So we'll go down to 3,500. Alright, now we go off of altitude hold. We're going to go ahead and bring the power back. Not all the way, just a bit. And we'll start a little nose over here. Alright, strobes are still on. Let's see where we are. There we go. Zoom out on the AviTab here a little bit. Alright, here's Bicycle Lake dead ahead. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to turn off a little bit beforehand. We'll come over here and go by Barstow because the runway is sort of this way. Kind of follows this line right here, right along this ridge. There's a ridge right here that we gotta. You kind of come right over the main part of the base here. So we're actually going to go. Let's turn this off. And we're still on heading hold here. Good. Alright, let's go ahead and start making our turn. Bring the power all the way back. I told you this is a short flight, I'm telling you. Nice view of the desert here. A little bit more. See if I see Barstow up ahead anywhere. Alright, coming up to, what, 11,000 feet. Kind of eyeballing it here. Alright, so there's the airport in Barstow right here. Just want to kind of turn around it here a little bit and then be able to come in a little bit more sort of northeasterly so we get a straight in to Bicycle Lake. Changing my views around here. It's supposed to be like that. Alright, 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and bring the spoilers up, get ourselves slowed down. Do another flyby here. Alright, so Bicycle Lake is right over here. That's the airport. It's called Bicycle Lake because, well, it's a dry lake bed. So I can keep that. Nope. But there's the runway. So we kind of want to come around here. And this is the main base right over here. And we sort of come right over it. And there's a little hill right here that's pretty much right in the way of the runway. And I'm just retrimming, taking the autopilot off here. Good, autopilot's off. Alright, there's 250 knots, spoilers down. Bring the power up here, we'll stay up right around 8,000 here until we get a little bit closer. Not much over here in Barstow. I think there's a big, let me see if it's on this side. Yeah, I guess that's it. I know that in Barstow there's a railroad, you know, the rail lines running from LA to Las Vegas area run through here, and there's a big sort of staging area there. Yep, don't want to be climbing. Alright, let's go ahead and get our inboard landing lights on. Bring that power back a little bit. Alright, power is all the way back now. Let's go ahead and start slowing up. You can start seeing some of the runway right there. So we're kind of entering on a 45-degree base to final here. Alright, let's go ahead and get slowed up a little more. Spoilers out. Want to get to about 230 or so. Turn some of the music down just a little bit here for the approach. Want to get to about 230, we'll drop the gear, and as you can see, there is our airfield right there, and we're going to be landing right on this airstrip. And in fact, I'll kill the music for the approach here. turn some of that sound up so you can hear all the good whine of the engines here. Alright, there's 230, gear down. Engines to low in it. Let's go ahead and get the rest of the landing lights on. Alright, we'll go flaps 5. Spoilers are going to come down now. And arm our spoilers. Braking is going to go to... We're going to go off. We don't need it, but that's not what I want to do. Messing around inside, hitting my trim wheel, I think. Gear is down. 3 green. Okay, coming through 5,000 feet. That's about what we want right over here. Go flaps 15 now. Retrim. Gonna come right over the top of the main base here. That's what that is right here. So believe it or not, this is one of the largest U.S. Training bases for the Army. Alright, there's our pattern altitude warning. 1,000 feet to go. We'll go 25 flaps. Let's just double check our airspeed. Looks like it's about 120 something for final. Take a look out here. Start making our turn. We're bringing our power up and flaps 40. We got to kind of stay up to make it over that that little ridge line there. I'm going to bring the volume all the way up here. And there's the main base. Alright, gear down, 3 green, flaps down, landing lights are on. Spoilers are armed. Start our final descent here. Bring the power back a little bit. At least it's not gusty here today. Last time I flew into Bicycle Lake in the sim, it was quite fun. It was a bit gusty here. Make sure to keep our airspeed up and just come over that ridge line right ahead of us. Alright, there's the ridge line. Let's bring the power back.
Caution, taxiway. Caution, taxiway.
And don't worry about that. Obviously, the altitude or the
taxiway.
The alerter there doesn't realize we're actually landing on a dirt airstrip.
Caution, taxiway. Taxiway.
Alright. Lower the nose gently, bring in the thrust reversers. Flaps up. Alright, there's 70. Let's get slowed up here. We'll turn around. Do a little taxi back here. You actually don't want to stop on this dirt because it is a dirt airstrip. So at least in X-plane, it's somewhat difficult to. You gotta use a little bit of engine power here to to make the turn. Alright, and as we taxi back here, we'll go outside, turn the volume down a little bit here, and you'll see all the dust that's getting kicked up. Yep, not enough power. We got stuck in the dirt. Let's get over to the main portion of the runway here. And if we go take a look at the well, the tower view, even though there's no real tower here. A lot of dust getting kicked up. Get our spoilers down. I don't remember if they came up. We'll taxi over here, do a quick parking, and do a replay. Get the music going here again. So if you like that, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, because I do a whole bunch of different X-plane videos here. You can take a look at my channel. General aviation, airliners, and the occasional little oddball military flight like this. Well, technically, I guess this is an airliner flight. It's a little loud. Good particle effects there. That's new in X-Plane 11.3. You can see we got a little bit of a crosswind there. It's blowing off to the side. Airplane's wanting to weather vane a little bit there. Alright, we're just gonna, I think we're gonna park it right here. We're not gonna taxi all the way over. There is a little bit of a ramp right over here, but generally, larger transports like this, well, 737 is probably not going to fly in here, but you know, C-130s, C-17s come in here. As a matter of fact, I have flown in here in a C-130 in real life, and yeah, it actually does look like this. There's not much here, and it does kick up that much dust in real life. We're just going to park it right over here in the little turn-off area, and then we'll do a replay. Gotta bring the power up quite a bit here to get through the dirt. Here, we'll see if I can spin it around here. Woo. Skidding in the dirt. Alright, right there is good. Let's do a replay from here. Park it. Put the parking brake on. Let's jump into replay. We'll see what that looked like from the outside. Let's go out here. Not the taxiing, just the approach. Here we go. This will look nice. Alright, there we go. Turn that down a bit. can see some more of the base right there. Probably see some tanks and other stuff on the scenery there if it was a little bit more detailed. That's cool with this shadow right there. Alright, come around this side. I want to be right behind him because we're going to get covered in dust if we sit right behind him. Look at that dust getting kicked up. I'll have to do a tower view of that just to see what that looks like. See, now those thrust reversers should be kicking up some stuff too. Here, let's back it up one more time, right through the dust. Come over here. That's pretty cool. It's actually kicking up the dust in the replay. Hey, when you're landing on an airfield like that, you want to get it down. It's no time for butter here. This ain't Captain Canada's flight. Nice. Alright. Well, like I said, guys, if you enjoyed that, hit the like button. Come back in here, go back to real time. And I might stream a little bit more in a little bit, but for now, that's it. Until next time, guys, take care.